So dear students, very good morning to you all. So today we are going to continue Unit 3 Periodic Classification of Elements. Okay. So in the last class I told you about the effective nuclear charge. Can you remind that ma? So the effective, what is maybe effective nuclear charge? The net charge experienced by the valence electrons of the net charge experienced by the valence electrons is called as effective nuclear charge. So what's the importance of calculating the effective nuclear charge? Okay, before for that let us recall you once again ma. So let us consider an atom. Okay. So this is the outermost shell. These are all which we call that as inner shells. Already we know that. So the center part of an atom is occupied by the nucleus. Therefore, here the nucleus is considered to be positive charge particle, isn't it? Therefore, there occurs force of attraction. There occurs force of attraction between the nucleus as well as the electrons in the orbits in this particular shells, isn't it? So here, if there are electrons are present here means there occurs, okay, between the nucleus as well as electrons, there occurs force of attraction. There occurs force of attraction. In addition to force of attraction, I told you there also exists some repulsive force, isn't it? See, between the electrons as well as the electrons which is present in the inner motions, isn't it ma? So here there are inner motions. Already you know that if the distance between the nucleus as well as electrons present in the outermost shell increases means there occurs less force of attraction. That means the force of attraction gets decreases, isn't it? Upon what happens now? Here there are inner, these are all which we call that as inner motions. Therefore, there occurs greater force of attraction for the first shell. Let us consider this K shell, L, M, N and so on. Upon the force of attraction is considered to be very much greater for the electrons which is present in the K shell. And then when we compare, well, let us pass on the next one which we call that as L shell. So when we compare the force of attraction between these two shells, the force of attraction that means electrons which is present in the L shell. Here the force of attraction gets somewhat reduced, okay. Upon when the distance between the nucleus as well as the electrons in the valence shell, that means the outermost shell increases means automatically the force of attraction gets decreases. And also there occurs electron-electron repulsion in which the electrons are present in the innermost shells. Let us consider an electron which is present in the N shell, in the outermost shell, okay. So here the force of attraction is considered to be greater. Therefore, what happens then? The nucleus as well as electrons in the innermost shell just screens the outermost shells. That means here there occurs some screening effect, okay, which we call that as shielding effect, or otherwise we can call that as screening effect. Upon here there is electron, here also it consists of electron. The electron is already, we know that, nuclear charge. Therefore, there occurs some repulsion. Okay, between these two there occurs some repulsive force. There occurs some repulsion between the electrons, the outermost shell as well as the innermost shell. Therefore, what happens? Or the electrons which is present in the innermost shell thus screens the nucleus. Upon the repulsive force, here there exists, in addition to force of attraction, here there exists some repulsive force. So in order to calculate this, we are going to use inertial law and we are going to follow. That means how we have to calculate the effective nuclear charge by using Slater's rule. Already I told you Z effective or Z star. Instead of effective, we can also write Z star equal to Z minus S, isn't it? Where Z is the atomic number and S is the shielding constant, or otherwise screening constant. So how the innermost electrons shields the outermost electrons can be better understood by following the Slater's rule by using this formula as Z effective, which is equal to Z minus S. This Z corresponds to how the electrons is shielded is calculated by using this yes, okay, by using this yes. Now let us see how we have to calculate the effective nuclear charge by using Slater's rule. Okay ma, for that here in the board itself I have written the rule. Let me explain with the examples, okay. That means 4 steps I have written 4 steps here. I'll explain you one step, okay. Okay students, so first, So these rules are followed to calculate the screening constant. Okay, screening effect calculate பண்றதுக்கு by using Slater's rule we are going to follow these steps. Okay ma. அப்போ let me write the formula here. Z star or Z effective is equal to Z minus S. So this S can be calculated by using this rule. That means by applying Slater's rule. Okay, first rule. Write down the electronic configuration of atom and rearrange it. First step. What's the first step? First, let us consider an atom whose atomic number is considered 26. Okay, its atomic number is 26. So how can we write the electronic configuration actually? You know already how we have to write the electronic configuration. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, then 3s2, 3p6, 18, then 4s2, 3d, how much ma? 10, remaining 6 electron is here, isn't it? So this is the way we have to write the electronic configuration for an atom whose atomic number is considered 26. Okay. Now, so what's the first rule? We have to arrange. How we have to arrange it now? We have to arrange the ns as well as the np orbitals together. First we have to arrange the ns as well as the np orbitals together and d and f orbitals in a separate form. Okay, we have to group the ns as well as the np orbitals together, whereas the remaining d and f orbitals should be written in a separate form. About how we had to group now? First 1s, then 2s, 2p, okay, then 3s, 3p. We are just rearranging the orbitals. So automatically, if you are rearranging means the 3 orbitals only. If n equal to 3 knows, it includes 3s, 3p and 3d. Therefore, while rearranging, we have to write the 3 orbital as like this in a separate form. Okay, and then we have to write 4s. Have you all understood ma? About how we have to. So how we have to group? So while we are grouping the orbitals, we have to group together the ns as well as the np orbitals, and d and f orbitals should be written in a separate manner. Okay, so while we are grouping, here 1s, here 2s, 2p, here 3s, 3p, and also here we are rearranging 3d, and then only we have to write 4s. If 4p comes means this 4s and 4p should be included together. Have you all understood ma? This is the first rule. Write the electronic configuration and group the elements by grouping the ns and np orbitals together and d and f orbitals in a separate manner. Suppose if we write generally means how can we write first? 1s, 2s, 2p, the 3s, 3p, 3d, then 4s, 4p, okay, again 4d, then 4f, as like that we have to write. Have you all understood? Here the 3d orbital and 4d orbital, here the 4f orbitals are written separately, but we have to combine the s and p orbitals together. So this is the first rule. Okay, now let us see the second rule. Identify the group in which the electron of interest is to be present. So at the second step, identify the group in which the electron of interest is present. Now let us consider. We are going to calculate the shielding effect of an electron which is present in 3p orbital. Okay, first let us fill the electrons. Here 2s to be together means 2 plus 6, 8 electrons. Here 2 plus 6, here also 8 electrons. Then 3d, 6 electrons, 4s, 2 electrons. Okay, so first we have to write as like this. Okay, now we are going to calculate the shielding effect for an electron which is present in 3p orbital. We are going to calculate the shielding effect of an electron which is present in 3p orbital. Okay, so if you are going to calculate the electron present in 3p orbital means the orbitals which is present right to this. Okay, shall I write draw the diagram? Okay, first here 1s, here 2s, 2p, then 3s, 3p. I will rub this one. 3s, 3p, then radiant force. Let us write as like this. Okay, so here this is the nth shell. So this is n minus 1 shell. n minus 2, n minus 3 and so on. n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 and so on. Okay. So okay, now if you are going to calculate the effective nuclear charge of an electron which is present in 3 orbital, that means the electron, that means orbitals which is present right to this, the orbitals which is present in right to this does not contribute any shielding effect for the innermost electron, does not contribute any shielding effect for the electrons which is present in these orbitals. Have you all understood what I am telling to you all? Actually 3pல calculate பண்ணும்போது இதுக்கு வெளியே தான் என்ன orbitals நமக்கு என்னென்ன இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு, 3d orbital, 4s orbital. அப்போ இந்த orbitals automatically இது என்ன பண்ணாது, நம்மளுக்கு shield பண்ணாது, it does not shield. அப்படிதானே? அப்போ இதுல எல்லாம் நமக்கு கூட electrons டோட்டலாவே என்னன்னு எடுத்துக்கலாம், there is no shielding effect for this. அப்போ here it should be considered 0 or it can be omitted. அது என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம், omit பண்ணிக்கொள்ளலாம். Have you all understood ma? அப்போ if you are going to calculate the shielding effect for an electron which is present in 3 orbital, na, if any other orbitals are present right to this orbital, means any other orbitals are present right to this, means this does not contribute any shielding effect for these orbitals. Therefore totally it can be considered 0 or just omit all this. Therefore the shielding effect is due to here and this orbital as well as between these orbitals only. These only causes a change in, that means screens the orbitals which is present in 3s and 3p. Have you all understood? Okay, now let us consider. Now we are going to choose electron which is present in 3 orbital, means let us consider this orbital as n. Let us consider these as n. Therefore before to this it is considered n minus 1 and before this orbital it is considered n minus 2. The orbital which is to be chosen to calculate the effective nuclear charge is considered as n. The orbital which is used to calculate the unit of effective nuclear charge is considered as n. So before this orbital, what are the orbitals are present here, 2s and 2p. Therefore this is considered as n minus 1 shell. Here n minus 2 shell. Up this is a nth shell, this is n minus 1, this is n minus 2, n minus 3 and so on. Suppose if the electrons are, if the orbitals are present here as 3s and 3p, which contains 8 electrons, actually 3s 3p now actually total 3 shells in our, I'll drag this one. Okay, that means 1s 2s 2p, here 3s 3p, isn't it ma? 1s first shell and then the second shell which consists of 2s 2p orbital and the third shell which contains 3s and 3p orbitals. Therefore this shell is considered as n. So the shell which is previous to the nth shell which we call it as penultimate shell is considered as n minus 1 and this shell is considered as n minus 2. Okay, this shell is considered as n minus 2. So this is the second point. Identify the group in which the electron is present. Have you all understood? The orbital in which I am repeating again, the orbitals, that means for which you are going to calculate the shielding effect of an electron present in particular orbit is considered as n. So before that shell you consider as n minus 1 and here n minus 2. Upon how many electrons are there in this 3s and 3p orbital? Totally there are 8 electrons. How many electrons are there ma? 8 electrons. Upon you leave 1 electron for which you are going to calculate the shielding effect. Upon how many electrons are there remaining? 7 electrons are there. Upon in the nth shell, the remaining electrons, how does it contribute the shielding effect? Can be calculated by multiplying the remaining electrons into 0.3 for the 0.35. Okay, we have to calculate as 0.35. Have you all understood? Out of 8 electrons. Okay, ma. Third step, shielding of inner shell electrons. Okay, here I have written a tabular column. Okay, how you have to calculate the shielding effect per unit charge. Okay, so for electron group n, that means the orbital in which we have chosen electron of either representing s or p orbital, means the electron per unit வந்து 0.35. The shielding effect per unit is considered 0.35. சரியா? இதே if the electrons if we are choosing is present in either d or f orbital, means it is also that means number of electrons into 0.35. Suppose if it is to be n minus 1 shell, means in the n minus 1 shell we are considering for s and p orbital, means the number of electrons in the n minus 1 shell, and it should be multiplied by 0.85. Okay, 0.85. For D and F means it is multiplied number of electrons, that means present in the n minus 1 shell is number of electrons when you charge into 1. Okay, and for n minus 2 and others, for s and p orbitals it is multiplied by 1, and for all other remaining shells for D and F, the n minus 2 or n minus 3 and everything, it should be multiplied by 1. That means per unit. Okay, let us consider these as an example. So we are going to calculate for here only for an electron in 3p. Okay, if we are choosing here as n orbital, and here it is present, that means 3s and 3p means out of 8 electrons we have chosen 1 electron, means for which we are going to calculate the screening effect, means for n shell contains 8 electrons out of 1, therefore remaining is 7 into 0.35. How we have to calculate? Other than 1 electron, there are remaining 7 electrons. Therefore, per unit charge, it is calculated as 7 into 0.35. 7 into 0.35. Okay. Now, let us put plus here. So, this is the n minus 1 shell. That means which is to contains 2s and 2p orbital. Here it contains 8 electrons. Upon the shielding effect per unit charge of electrons present in n minus 1 shell is multiplied by 0.85. Upon totally there are 8 electrons here. Upon 8 into 0.85. Have you all understood clearly, ma? 8 into 0.85. So, the remaining shells, n minus 1 other shells. So, how many electrons are here? 2. 2 into 1.00. So, by summing up all these things, we can calculate the summation of shielding effect of all the electrons gives the shielding constant. Yes. So, by that means 2, if you are calculating this means 2 plus 8 into 0.85 na, 8 into 8 போட்டுக்கோம் சரியா 8 8 are 64 68 அப்போ plus 6.8 plus here 0.35 into 7 21 21 plus 3 24, therefore remain 2.45. okay, plus 2.45. So by adding all these values you are getting the screening constant yes. Okay, so after calculating the value of S, we can calculate the effective nuclear charge by using this formula. The effective nuclear charge into Z minus S. Okay. So when summing up all this, what's the value we are getting? 11.25. We are adding all this. 2 plus 6.0 plus 2.45. We are getting the S value S equal to 11.25. But how can we calculate the effective nuclear charge for this? Effective nuclear charge Z star or Z effective nuclear. What's the atomic number I have taken for this? 26. So atomic number is 26 minus the S value is going to be 11.25. So while subtracting these two, we are getting 14.75. So this is the effective nuclear charge experienced by an electron present in 3p orbital for an atom whose atomic number is going to be 26. Okay, let us see some more examples ma, then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, okay students, now let us see how we have to calculate the effective nuclear charge. Okay ma'am, first let us consider hydrogen. சரியா, for hydrogen the atomic number is 1. சரியா, அப்போ Z effective, is there will be any changes arises here? That means 1 minus. So here the atomic number of hydrogen is 1, therefore contains only one electron in the first shell. Upon no more electrons can screen it here. Upon the shielding effect is going to be 0 since it contains only one electron. Upon the screening effect is going to be 0. Therefore this effective nuclear charge is for hydrogen is always going to be 1. Isn't it? Suppose if we calculate the effective nuclear charge for helium. So let us see for helium. So what's the first one? First we have to write the electronic configuration of a helium. What's the atomic number for helium? 2. For if we write it the electronic configuration for hydrogen means which is 1s1 only, isn't it? For helium atomic number 2, therefore 1s2. Okay, now we are going to calculate the effective nuclear charge of an electron present in 1s orbital. சரியா, அப்போ 1s orbital how we have to calculate? What's the formula? Z effective equal to atomic number minus screening effect. What's the atomic number for helium? 2 minus. Okay, now let us So the first shell contains 2 electrons. Okay. So here this is the oneness orbital. This is the oneness orbital. There is some exception, isn't it, ma? If the nth shell, if it is consist of oneness electron, means the contribution of remaining electrons present in that shell where unit charge is given as 0.30. Keep it in your mind. It is considered 0.30. If the electron is present in oneness, means then the unit the effective nuclear charge just calculated for that electron should multiply by 0.30. Except oneness only, the number of electrons in the n shell is multiplied by 0.35. Okay, ma? Up here for oneness orbital only, here it contains 2 electrons. So how many electrons here? 2. Upon how we have to put it now? 2. That means 1 into 0.30. Have you all understood clearly? For here oneness 2, since we are calculating the skinning effect for 1 electron, the present in the oneness orbital, for a oneness orbital alone it is multiplied by 0.30. Upon 1 into 0.30. Okay. For how we have to calculate 2 minus 0.30, which is equal to 1.70. So this is the effective nuclear charge of helium. Okay, ma. Now let us calculate for lithium. Yeah. So atomic number for lithium is 3. Z equal to 3. So Z equal to 3 means it contains 3 electrons. So how can we write the electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s1. So this is the first 1s2, 2s1. So we are going to calculate the effective nuclear charge for an electron present in 2s orbital. Therefore this is considered as a nth shell and this is considered as n minus 1. Isn't it, ma? Nth shell n minus 1. Since no more electrons are here, it contains only 1 electron, therefore no contribution of shielding effect for this shell. How we have to calculate the S value here? For n no more value, therefore 0. For n minus 1 it contains 2 electrons. Okay, 2 into, for n minus 1, electron of interest either S or P means remaining unit charge is 0.85. So in the nth minus shell 0.85. Therefore 2 electrons are here, 2 into 0.85. 2 into 0.85. What is that? Scaling effect, ma? 1.70, isn't it? Is 1.70. So after calculating the S value, we have to calculate the effective nuclear charge. So these steps we have following to calculate only S values. That means skinning effect value. Okay. So now after we are calculating the S, let us calculate the effective nuclear charge. Z effective nuclear charge equal to what's the formula? Z minus S. What's the atomic number for lithium? 3 minus what's the shielding effect? 1.7, which is equal to 1.30. So this is the effective nuclear charge for lithium. Okay, ma'am. Now let us calculate for beryllium. So what's the atomic number for beryllium? 4. So how can we write the electronic configuration for beryllium? 1s2. Let us group first 1s2, then 2s2. Okay, 1s2, 2s2. This corresponds to the nth shell. This corresponds to the n minus 1, isn't it? So S equal to how many electrons are here? 2. Therefore we are calculating for 1 electron. Remaining 1 electron is contributing in shielding effect. Therefore 1 into for nth shell 0.35. 1 into 0.35 plus how many electrons are here? 2. N minus 1 shielding effect 0.85. 2 into 0.85 per unit electron. Therefore which is equal to 2 into 0.85 1.7 plus 0.35. Let us sum up these two. Which is equal to 2.05. Therefore effective nuclear charge equal to atomic number minus, what's the atomic number? 4 minus 2.05. 4 minus 2.05. Which is equal to 1.95. Dear students, have you all understood clearly? Now you have to calculate. Let us take some other examples. You try to do yourself for boron, beryllium protein and boron. You try to do boron and carbon. Let us do the next one now. Okay, let me calculate the effective nuclear charge for nitrogen now. For nitrogen atomic number is 7. Okay ma. So first step we have to write the electronic configuration for 1s2, then that means if you write means 1s2, 2s2, 2p3 isn't it? Then only we are going to group it up. 1s2, 2s2, 2p should be grouped together. So total 2 plus 3, 5. But here 5 electrons. Okay. Now this shell is considered the nth shell. Here n minus 1. Nth shell and here n minus 1. Up S equal to so totally 5 electrons. Up 1 electron we are going to calculate about the remaining electrons. 4 into nth shell is multiplied by 0.35 plus n minus 1 contains 2 electrons. Up effective nuclear charge per this is considered 2 into 0.85 isn't it ma? 2 into 0.85 upon 1.70 plus 0.35 into 4 20 12 13 14 1.40. Okay, while we are summing up we are getting sorry is equal to 3.1. Therefore Z effective is equal to atomic number 7 minus 3.1 which is equal to 7 and minus paniko which is equal to 3.9. This is effective nuclear charge for nitrogen. Okay ma, have you all understood clearly? Now let us pass on to the next one. Okay, now let us calculate for chlorine ma. It is not in your book. So listen carefully, okay? The atomic number for chlorine is 17. First, let us write the electronic configuration for 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. Yeah. What's the next step? We have to group it upon 1s2. Then we have to group s2, s and p upon 2s, 2p. So 2 plus 6, 8. So then 3s, 3p. Here it contains 7. Okay. Now we are going to calculate one of the electron present in 3p orbital. Upon what's the shielding effect? Now, so this is the nth shell. Here n minus 1. This is n minus 2. Okay. Upon total there are 7 electrons. If 1 means remaining 6 electrons. Upon 0.35 into 6. Okay. 0.35 into 6 plus how many electrons are total in n minus 1 shell? 8. Upon 8 n minus 1 and then 0.85 into 8. Then plus n minus 2 electrons contributes upon 1. N minus 1 remains 1. Upon how many electrons are here? 2. Upon S equal to 2 plus 0.85 0 64 68. Okay. 6.80 plus 30 18 20 2.1. Let us add all these together now. So we are adding all this. We are getting 10.9. Is it correct ma? 10.9. So what's the formula? Z effective equal to Z minus S. What's the atomic number for chlorine? 17. Therefore 17 minus 10.9 which is equal to 6.1. Okay. Have you all understood now how you have to calculate? At the same time, if you are asked to calculate the effective nuclear charge for Cl, one of the electron present 3p orbital in Cl minus cation. Okay, the same way we have to proceed. Okay, the atomic number for chlorine is 17. Here it contains the minus. Here minus means what does it mean about it? Has gained 1 electron. But total number of electrons on the 18. Total number of electrons in 18. Let us calculate for Cl minus also. Okay. For Cl minus. So atomic number for chlorine is 17. Now it has gained 1 electron. About 17 plus 1 in our 17 plus 1 equal to 18. First we write the electronic configuration for 18 electrons. Now upon 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Okay. Then now you group together 1s2, then 2s 2p orbital 8, then 3s 3p orbital 8. Okay, now this is the nth shell. 2 plus 6 8, up put it 8, up n shell, this is the n minus 1 shell, this is n minus 2. Okay, for one calculating for the electron which is present 3p orbital means totally here, therefore remaining 7 electrons contribute shielding effect. Up 7 into 0.35 plus here 8 8 into 0.85 plus here 2 electrons are there, therefore 2 into. So if you all sum of this, we are getting the S value. Okay ma, after getting the S value we are calculating the effective nuclear charge. Effective nuclear charge formula equal to Z minus S now. So here you should not change the atomic number. The atomic number for chlorine remains as minus 17 minus S now, you have to put 17 minus S. Okay, have you all understood? If Cl minus at the same time, so some other elements also given. For magnesium Mg2 plus means how we have to calculate. That means for magnesium atomic number is 12, isn't it? For magnesium atomic number is 12. Since here it has last 2 electrons, suppose 12 minus 2 potena, you have to calculate the effective nuclear charge of only for 10 electrons. You just try yourself here. While we are writing the atomic number, don't change the atomic number. You have to calculate the contribution of electrons only for 10 electrons here. Now, 12 minus the, we just calculate the S value for Mg2 plus and find the answer. Have you all understood now? Okay, let me finish this one. Okay, S equal to here 2. So while adding all these values, we are getting the scaling constant as 11.25. So now substitute in this formula, effective nuclear charge equal to atomic number is 17 minus S, about 17 minus 11.25, which is equal to 5.75. This is the effective nuclear charge for chlorine atom. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. The effective nuclear charge for the chloride ion Cl minus is 5.75. Okay, ma'am. Now let me take one example which is given in the book. So now let us calculate the effective nuclear charge of an element scandium. Okay, ma'am, for scandium, and we have to calculate the effective nuclear charge of an electron present in in your book it is given as 4s electron and 3d electron in scandium. Okay, calculate the effective nuclear charge on 4s electron and 3d electron in scandium. Okay, first let us calculate for an electron present in 4s orbital. Okay, scandium in 4s orbital. Okay, electron in 4s orbital. So, okay, ma'am, what's the atomic number for scandium? For scandium, the atomic number is 21. Okay, so what's the first step? First, we have to write the electronic configuration. For element whose atomic number is 21, therefore 21 means contains 21 electrons, therefore 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, then 3d1. Okay, is it correct, ma'am? 21, 10, 10 plus 1, 21. So what's the second step to calculate the scaling effect? We have to group it. Okay, above 1s, 2 electrons, when we have to group S and P orbitals together, about 2s, 2p totally contains 8 electrons. Then we have to group 3s, 3p, therefore 3s, 3p, 8. Then we have to put 3d, contains 1, and then 4s orbital contains 2 electron. Okay, so first we are going to calculate the effective nuclear charge for electron in 4s orbital. About this is the nth shell. So this corresponds to n minus 1. This corresponds to n minus 2 and this corresponds to n minus 3. They are grouped together. Okay. So nth shell, n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3. Okay, now. Okay, ma'am, for 4s electron we are just calculating for 1 electron the 4s orbital of remaining 1. 1 into n is 0.35. Sorry, 1 n into 0.35 plus. So in the nth minus shell, how many electrons are here? Totally this all corresponds to n minus 1 shell. 3s, 3p and 3d. About total it contains 8 electrons. அப்போ 8 plus 1 sorry 8 plus 1 9 அப்போ 9 into 0.85 plus okay n minus 2 and here you look at here n minus 2 and others n minus 2 and others total number of electrons into 1 அப்போ here these all corresponds to n minus 2 and others அப்போ total how many electrons are here 2 plus 8 10 அப்போ 10 into 1 have you all understood 10 into 1 அப்போ let us sum up now 10 plus 0.85 into 9 9 5s are 45 36 40 4 so 10 ma 9 into 0.85 7.65 1 into 0.35 0.35 okay so we are summing this we are getting 18 so z effective that means effective nuclear charge equal to atomic number what's the atomic number for scandium 21 for 21 minus 18 we are getting 3 so this is the effective nuclear charge for an electron which is of scandium which is present in 4s orbital okay now let us calculate for electron which is present in 3d orbital okay ma for now we are going to calculate for 3d the electron which is present 3d orbital of scandium okay so scandium already I told atomic number is 1 about how can we group now 1s 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p6 4s2 3d1 next we are rearranging it the 1s2 then 2s 2p then 3s 3p 3d1 okay and 4s2 so now we are going to calculate only for 3d the electron which is present 3d orbital only okay appo the electron which is to be chosen for calculating the effective charge so the right side irundha there is no contribution for this for the electrons that means for scaling effect okay this is almost there is no need to calculate this up this is now let us consider this is the nth shell and this is n minus 1 n minus 2 and others the n minus 3 okay now s equal to n here it contains only one electron therefore no more electrons are there upon 0 plus n minus 1 okay listen carefully ma here for d or f electron of interest either present in d or f the n minus 1 and n minus 2 others should be multiplied by 1 only okay அப்போ n 1 only அப்போ totally this is a n shell அப்போ இங்க 0 போட்டோம் அப்போ n minus 1 all the other shells that means n minus 2 everything is multiplied contributes the values of 1 only it contributes only 1 அப்போ total number of electrons என்ன வந்துரும் 8 plus 8 16 16 plus 2 18 அப்போ 18 into 1.00 அப்போ which is equal to 18 have you all understood this is status one now a screening effect the effective nuclear charge equal to 21 minus 18 which is equal to 3 have you all understood clearly okay ma so now dear students you repeat yourself you just taken some other examples and work at yourself okay ma let us see in the next video thank you ma have a nice day